Hi Taurus, and welcome to your April energy reading. This will be for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign, or put it anywhere in your placement. Baby, you like it, I love it. In the description box below, you can find information about how to book a personal reading with me or how to make a love donation to this channel if you would like to support it. My Instagram, I go live over there a few times a week, and I also do daily card pulls on my reels to calibrate our days for magic and success, my loves. So without further ado, please like this video, share it out, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when I post for you, okay, Taurus? And so without any further delay, baby, let's get into your reading, all right? We're going to clear your energy and we'll get it. And receive that. So Taurus, what I kind of saw for you / heard for you was a gateway is opening. A gateway is opening. I think things are starting to come into alignment for you. I think there's still a lot of fast-paced, moving energy, but you'll be able to move through it versus like be stationary and overwhelmed by it. First card out is Rejoice in Celebration. This is the Three of Cups. This is my very first deck I ever used, guys. I don't normally bring it out, but something about April was like, girl, bring them out, bring them out. And this is such wonderful energy. You're rejoicing in celebration. I think you're crossing a threshold that in the past was a barrier for you. And now not only are you celebrating, but you see there's multiple people here clinking glasses. I think that a lot of people are going to celebrate this win with you, Taurus, because everyone knows it's been a long time coming. You guys are like the helpers of humanity. You guys are like, you know, the dependable, earthy, practical sign that puts their head down and gets work done. And a lot of people normally depend on you, Taurus. So I'm really happy that not only do you get to enjoy the celebration of something good coming, of finally moving forward in some area of your life that you felt might have been causing you a lot of restriction, or, you know, boxing yourself in or dimming your shine. I feel like now life sort of thrusted you into a corner, and instead of just sitting there and taking it and just enduring and persevering the way you normally do, I think you sort of put your head down and kind of like fought your way out. And now on the other side of that is you getting to step through the threshold and get what's yours and get pushed to the next level of your healing, your business, your love life. You like it, I love it. We also have the Four of Wands here, which I love for you, Taurus. That means happy home life, finding balance. Something that didn't have that strong or clear of a foundation is starting to make sense. There's a rainbow here, so that means a storm has passed, and now you're reaping the reward of the blessing of having cross this threshold, pass this test. Or I don't really like that thing of like passing or failing a test. I just think it's like whether or not you're applying the lessons learned through the discomforts of growth, right? Or does life need to make you repeat it again so that way you apply the lesson this time? Because information that's not applied is useless, right? It can sit in a book forever. It can sit out there in the ethers forever. But until we bring it down into the physical, which you are so good at, Taurus, right? Being able to get things done in the physical. I think this is showing you that you're bringing in the stability, you're calling in the stability, and it doesn't just benefit you, it benefits the people you care about. You also have the Eight of Pentacles, positive movement forward. I think you're really starting to believe in yourself, and now though the winds of change are blowing in your life, and sometimes it feels like a storm, it's still pushing you forward, right? You're having this forward movement. And Eight of Pentacles in the traditional tarot talks about like putting your head down and just doing the work and skillfully paying attention to the current task at hand. So he has like all these pentacles lined up, right? And then he's working on a pentacle, and maybe there's like two more on the floor. But he's not looking at the ones he already did. He's not looking at the ones on the floor that he still has to get to. He's very concentrated. He's concentrating his efforts, his skill set, and his attention upon the current, he or she, it's just energy, y'all. But I'm just saying, you Taurus are focusing on a task, and now you're taking it to the next level because you are so diligent. It's like the skill set that you're using on everyone else, that you're using to help everyone else, right? You're turning that within and inverting that skill set to say, if I can show up for all these people, I can show up for myself. If I can get all of these things done on the ground for my business, for my company that I work for my boss, for my family, for my friends, if I can always show up full and give 110% in all of these other places outside of myself, which are still beneficial, right? Still good things. Right? It's good to give your all at work and have a good work ethic. It's good to pour into the people in your life that you love and care about. But it's also very, very, very good and very critical for all of us as a collective. But for you especially right now, Taurus, since this is your reading, baby, to put that skill set upon yourself, that you can do those things for yourself too. And I think you are. And then you see this like bird that's kind of like guiding the way. I think that there's like a crossed over loved one or someone in your ancestry who's and this is just pertaining more so to like business or something like that. Like you're following in their footsteps, like you're finding out your great uncle used to do this business, or you know, something like that. I feel like there's some sort of guidance here helping guide your way forward. So even if this is just on your healing journey or in your love life, that bird in the distance for me is like etheric help, right? Help beyond this realm to help make sure and guide you on your way, saying like, yeah, this way is where the smoother waters are. This way is where the path is clearer, more accessible. This is the way, you know, the universe, God, Allah, Buddha, Krishna, you like it, I love it. But I feel like that is assistance in that way. Like you're not only getting assistance here in the physical realm, you're getting assistance on the other side. You have financial and material changes, and that's what I'm saying with that rainbow, and just knowing that those waters used to be really choppy. You are probably celebrating the comeback or coming back from this financial and material change, right? And it just says changes. You know, this is the Five of Pentacles, but I love that there are all these different paths. I think that this card is really saying to you, like, choose your path wisely, make your next step from a strong and informed place, not in a place that is reactionary to this energy, right? Don't split up your forces. It's time to gather all your inner resources, gather all your strength, and make one solid blow, one move from a strong place. Okay, Taurus? Don't stretch yourself too thin, and also be mindful of your finances this April. See what you can do to repair that, if not, because I feel like towards the end you're going to be able to celebrate. And sometimes we feel like those things impede our celebrations, but it's like, celebrate your small wins this month, okay? Because help is always coming. Look at that. You have the Six of Wands, victory and success underneath the Four of Wands. So like you want to talk about like big energy, and I love that you got two wands, like another wands card to clarify this card, because not only is your foundation and achievement solid and intact, but you're also getting this sort of like triumphant reward for not giving up when you were with your back up against the wall, right? Like you're getting recognition at work, or getting recognition from people whose opinion you respect. And this is also saying like you're trumpeting the dawn, like you're really also celebrating yourself. This can also be victories, fame, and success. being in the public eye, all eyes on you. You know, he's kind of like stepping out into the sunlight. And also this move that you're doing, it feels like a risk because you see he's right on the edge. Like his success came when he came to the edge of the stability, or came to the edge of what he thought was practical in the background, right? Like, oh, you have all of this land that is leveled. Why are you all the way at the very tip of the edge of this cliff trumpeting your successes? Because that's where it's found. It's found on the outskirts of your comfort, Taurus. It's found on the other side of your fears, right? Because you see, he's calling in the dawn. The light is spreading, right? You're coming out of this, you know, murky period of like, what is going on? Or like, why has this been so difficult? And showing up triumphant and successful. You also have the third eye chakra, which is another 6 card. And, you know, for me, we're in a 6 year. I mean, not for me, but, you know, we're in a 6 year. It's 2, 2, 2, right? And so 6s are all about relationships. It's also about balance, right? Like balancing relationships and domestic situations. And this third eye is saying you now see even more clearly the way forward. You see even more now clearly the need for this change, and you're making it happen. Wow. You got the Chariot with the 3 of Cups, with rejoice and celebration. So if you want to talk about like, is this gonna be a good month for you, Taurus? Like, yes. Okay, something is moving forward suddenly. Here we go again with that wreath, right? With that victory, the triumphant success, the forward movement. Okay. I love that. That Chariot is like pulling you forward. It's pulling you out of the fray. And speaking of the fray, you have the 5 of Wands. I think that that's what I'm saying about this rainbow. I think that there has maybe been some conflict or arguments or disagreements or staticky sort of contrast, rub me the wrong way energy within your home. And that's what I'm saying about that foundation, that the foundation wasn't really clear or solid, or feeling feeling a little lackluster, not enough support. Maybe you weren't feeling very supported, right? Maybe you felt like a lot of people were at odds, or maybe you were at odds with yourself concerning financial and material matters, right? Or things regarding the home and family. But it's saying that, you know, everyone has their wand, everyone has their action, and you don't have to worry about always whacking at other people's things with your wand. Take your wand of action and set out your own course and start to remove yourself, okay, Taurus? This might be like a hermit sort of a month for you, in terms of like, I'm normally up in everybody's stuff because I like to be a helper of mankind, but I also can't spread myself thin like that this month. I am gassing out a bit, right? Two cards fell out, and I'm going to take 2 cards for this. This is the positive movement forward card. Okay, and then also just to anticipate that while you're having foundation and achievements, just going back to the previous 2 cards, is to say like, you have to anticipate that just because things get better doesn't mean you're not going to be met with more challenges in the future. But I think your approach to the challenges that come with this next phase, next cycle, next new chapter of your life, you're going to be able to recuperate from those things, or like recover, like your recovery time and your ability to adapt, the response time of that, your ability to recalibrate, the timing is getting shorter and shorter. Like you're more able to quickly get back into alignment. All right. And then we have the 9 of Swords, overthinking it, with the 3 of Pentacles. Okay. So in regards to this thing you want to build and create. I think you still have some fears concerning it, but these fears become like things that keep us up at night. It comes into our dreams. This is insomnia, worry, anxiety, right? But there are hands to help. So I think you shouldn't, because Three of Pentacles is like community, people coming. There are hands to help. You are carefully constructing this thing before you can create this solid foundation. You are in the act of creating it in the physical, right? Like you're ready to take physical action and put in the physical work to get things done. And that's what's going to move you forward. And maybe because you are going into uncharted territory, right? You're moving beyond, you're passing through the threshold, going through the gateway. I think that is it's nerve-wracking for anyone who's going to make such a big life change or start doing things in a new way, because that's where the Nine of Swords begins to come from, right? Swords are thoughts and communication. And once we start to try to make changes, our mind goes, no, we don't do that. No, that's scary. No, wouldn't it just be? And then the self-sabotage kicks in, and then you go, oh, well, actually, I guess I don't really want to do that thing. But what really happened is it's not so much that you don't really want to do it, is that you talked yourself out of it because you were more fearful about what could go wrong instead of more invested in what could go right. Okay? Believe in yourself, Taurus. Believe in yourself this month, okay? I'm going to leave that there because I kind of like fell upside down on top of that, but another two cards came out. The Three of Cups again. Yes. And I love it because everyone's drinking from their own cup. Everyone's cup is filled. So not only are you probably going to be feeling these feelings of success or like feeling like, oh, like, you know, this is nice and emotionally fulfilling. It'll also be like, people won't really mind you're going into hermit mode because everybody's invested in their own cup right now. You also have the World card, so completion. You see that? Like your cup is still full. This is still emotionally fulfilling. This is still celebratory energy. And the fact that it's coming up beneath the Three of Cups in the other deck is letting you know, like they're assuring you, like, you will have things to celebrate, but you will have other things to get together, right? And in the midst of that, don't worry, because this period of this is beginning its cycle wrap up. It's coming into completion, and there is reward, celebration, and good news on the other side of whatever this current energy you're feeling or experiencing is, right? You have the King of Swords with victory and success, Taurus. So that could be Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. It's air energy. King of Swords. Swords, again, are thoughts and communication. You may be getting some communication coming in, but this is also about you getting into that very like regal position, accepting the responsibility of the role you wish to fill, right? Sitting in the throne of your life, okay, Taurus? You are crossing the threshold from just being like a bystander, sort of like kind of outside of yourself, just like kind of watching your life unfold on default, just being duty bound. But how can you also stay with that sense of like duty and I show up for people while not also taking away from yourself? Right now you're leading with discernment, you're leading with mental clarity. Now you feel a little bit more assured, probably more towards the end of the month, that no matter what it looks like, I'm getting it done. I'm going to use this sword of truth to tell myself the truth when I want to start doing this Nine of Swords business to myself, when I start to talk myself out of or over worry or overthink the changes I want to make, right? Knowing, look how he's looking directly there. Everything is in the same direction, right? That once you get into this alignment with your clarity and your speech and how you're communicating, And not only communicating to others, but what you are communicating to the divine. What are you putting out into the universe? What do you say, think, and feel and believe about what you deserve, about what you're capable of? And then getting that into alignment to be like, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, actually, I show up for everybody like this. So why wouldn't I be able to do it for myself? Let me start acting like I'm just another person in the world who needs my help, because I know I always show up and deliver for them. So now I'm going to make sure I show up and deliver for myself. And that pushes you into the action that makes you brave enough to come to the edge, that makes you brave enough to set sail in a new direction and really put forth all your effort into what you're doing. I love it. Oh, yes. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Judgment card. So something's being rebirthed, right? You're getting another breath of fresh air to move forward in a venture, right? Or you are making a final decision, a final judgment on something. Finally deciding, like, this is the course this is the course I wish to chart, and I'm going to do it no matter what. And I'm not going backwards, I'm only going forwards. This is also talks about resurrection, like a resurrecting of a dream or something that you thought was dead, or like, oh, I just can't even imagine how that's going to come to fruition. I just can't even believe that something is that this situation could turn around or work out, or if I can really achieve that thing. And what ends up happening is that, like, when all else fails, you go back to that thing and you're like, actually, I can do something with this. It kind of reminds me of the guy who wrote something Campbell. What's his name? Is it Campbell? Yeah, right? John Campbell? I don't remember his name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. But the guy who wrote Chicken Noodle Soup for the Soul? Chicken Soup for the Soul? If you saw The Secret, his story is really amazing. He was making like $8,000 a year. He was broke. But he had something, right? A book he wrote before that he stopped pouring into. And when it hit him, what if I sold 400,000 copies at a quarter? That would be $100,000, right? Because the goal was like, how could I make $100,000 in a year? Well, he follows divine intuition, divinely inspired ideas, puts that into divine inspired action. And wouldn't you know, he missed the mark by maybe a little over $10,000. You think he was like, this doesn't work. Law of attraction doesn't work. This sucks. He was like, whoa. And his wife was like, well, if we did it with 100,000, do you think we could do it 1 million? He's like, I think so. And then when they did, his publisher wrote him a check for $1 million and put a smiley face on it. Why? Because it was the first $1 million check he ever wrote. Don't you see, like, even when the blessing comes upon you, you don't even know how that still blesses someone else. If he did not come into that man's life, he gave that man a very notable career milestone event just by following through on his own path. You know what I'm saying? So, like, don't sleep on yourself, Taurus, thinking that you're so small that you can't get what you want. You know what I'm saying? What's the deck I used for the other? Okay, here we go. I'm going to get a little bit of this Intuit Oracle. Something already flipped out. They just want to talk to you today, Taurus. The World card again. Saturn the regulator. Accomplishment. Duty. Didn't I say that? Duty. Responsibility. Completion. Completion of cycles. Didn't I tell you that 5 of Pentacles energy was coming to a close, like a cycle wrap up and a new cycle was beginning? Governing time and matter. Structure. Achievement, commitments, boundaries, integration, restriction, right? So instead of feeling restricted by your thoughts or things like that, it's like, how can I integrate my ideas? How can I integrate my shadow, right? How can I integrate these things that don't feel that great, but I need something to be different, right? Like I need to not be doing things how I've always done them, right? So we have the element of earth. You, boo. You. And at the bottom it says unlikely. Things are stuck. Okay. And in the middle it says practical, grounded, solid, dutiful, measured, conservative, realistic, methodical, duty-bound, dependable. So again, all these things referencing back to duty. The word duty comes up a lot, but I think you have to start thinking more in terms of, I have a duty to myself to fill and pour into myself. So that way, when I show up for you, you're not getting me a depleted, fractionated version of me, because I'm just spent, because I did nothing for me. I did nothing to pour into myself, right? You can't pour from an empty cup. So it's unlikely to move forward from that 9 of Swords space. And what is more likely to happen is the conjuring up or creating and co-creating of the experiences you don't want, because it's the only frequency you are vibrating on. It's like, yo, everything's wrong, things are suck, it's just gonna get worse from here. All of that is a confirmation to the universe of, okay, order confirmed, order confirmed. Start thinking of it that way. You might start perfecting your word, Taurus, and start recognizing what it is you're thinking about and how often you're thinking about it. We have Prince of Air, Gemini, mutable sign of air, within 4 to 8 weeks. So I think, also as a collective, but for you particularly, within the next 4 to 8 weeks, things are going to pick up immensely. And when I talk about, like, maybe there was no wind blowing and then out of nowhere comes all of these gusts of wind that like push you forward. It says ruling planet, I don't even know what that symbol means, so good luck with that. But the Lovers, talkative, adaptive, mental, versatile. So again, this thing, like this idea of mental works, like mental comes up a lot. What is your mental focused on? What is your mentality toward the goals that you have set out for yourself? You have a need to be more versatile in your approach, Taurus, right? Like, don't be so practical that you don't think outside of the box in terms of what's available to you, what's possible for you, okay? And then it says responsive, witty, inquisitive, flexible, social, intellectual, superficial. So just being mindful of the duality that we're experiencing within when we're trying to conjure up all of these changes. It's always going to be like one part of you is like, yeah, let's like fucking thrust forward and get it done. And then the other part of you is going to be like, we don't know anything about that. We don't have any sort of reference point for what happens beyond the scope of our comfort. So we're not going in that direction. Come back over here. It's safe on this side, right? We have to combat those energies, those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions, and be like, no, I'm going to do the brave thing, and I'm going to move forward in my healing, in my business, in my love relationship, whatever it looks like for you, right? It says island, foreign affairs, solo, isolation, separate, standoffish, estranged, lonely, independent, refuge, protected. You're going to be protected in your solitude. But yeah, you might be feeling a little fragmented, a little like, again, like I said, I think you guys are going to be entering a sort of a hermit mode, because you're just realizing, like, I really got to get this done, and I got to get this done for me, and however I can, whenever I can find the opportunity to just get up with myself and attend to this thing, I'm going to do it. But I think it's like, it's everything for you. This thing is like the best thing that could happen for you. Bear, boss, CEO, judge, coach. You see what I'm saying? Mama bear. I think that you are very protective and loving of the people in your life or the places that you feel duty bound and obligated to. But I think that everyone suffers when when we're not at our optimal best, right? It hurts people to see us when we're not feeling our best or we're feeling down. It hurts people when maybe we're snapping or very reactive because we're so frustrated, because we're so depleted, because we're not pouring into ourselves, because we're not prioritizing ourselves. And so I think the name of the game this month for you, Taurus, is if you want the trajectory of your life to continue to move forward and gain momentum in the direction of your dreams, goals, and desires, then you are going to have to carve out time for yourself. Okay? See, benefits, strong, large, affluent. You know, like this is good stuff for you, okay? This is good energy. And at the bottom of the deck, woo! Fireworks, passion, chemistry, lust, happiness, excitement, holidays, celebration. Again, this word of celebration. Kissing, exhilaration, explosive, hot sex. So not only you feeling yourself, pouring into yourself, I feel like this hermit mode ends up bringing about this sort of like fireworks, passionate feeling, whether that is like a creative passion or it helps your light shine brighter because you are just like glowing from all of this beautiful energy you have poured into yourself. And now it's like your cup runneth over. So now you're like on people's radar. They're like, oh, hold on, what's going on with Taurus over there? Like, who's that? I need to know that. I need to know that, Taurus. I feel like this is the energy that's coming up for you. I think it's going to feel like that celebratory fireworks. Oh, yes. Like, I'm just so thankful this thing finally moved beyond the place that it was stuck in, right? And the relief of knowing now I know how to, every situation will be different, but if I keep this formula the same of like, no matter what comes up, I'm pouring into myself, I'm holding my space, I'm keeping my boundaries, and I'm still able to show up in the places and spaces that I feel like are where I'm needed or where I want to be, then who can be mad at that, right? Like, I just got to keep on doing it this way because this way works. This way helps me, not only everyone else, but me, me, reap some benefits, right? And I've been pulling these Archangel Michael cards. I love them. They showcase Archangel Michael in different ethnicities, which I love, making, you know, that energy of that Archangel Michael energy. Because in my belief, the archangels, angels, all those things, you know, all of these things are aspects of the self that you can work in co-creation with, or, you know, and we are all reflections of the divine, right? And so calling on those energies or working with those aspects to bring them about in your own life, just knowing you're blessed, protected, highly favored. You know, Archangel Michael is all about like protection and a remover of obstacles and defender, right? And so it also has like a little prayer at the bottom. You can call it an affirmation if you like, but I love it. Okay. Oh gosh, I love it. I'm going to read the bottom of the deck first. That's how I've been doing it. From Archangel Michael, be gentle with yourself. I love this. This is like literally all I've been saying. That whole thing about pouring into yourself is like, be gentle with yourself. I love it. And the prayer says, Archangel Michael, please guide me in treating myself with gentle, nurturing love in everything I think, speak, and do. Help me to know that I deserve this compassion. You hear that, Taurus? Like, that you are deserving of this compassion for yourself. I release any feelings of guilt to you so that I may experience lasting inner peace. Yeah, like not having that sort of survivor's remorse, you know, survivor's guilt, and then also kind of like not feeling guilty about taking time for yourself to pour into yourself, you know? Because people are just so used to you always being available. And I just posted something on my Instagram about that. I reposted something that said something along the lines of like, know the difference between being liked versus being accessible, right? So Is it that you're very well liked and respected and people truly value you and your time and your efforts and are truly grateful? Or do they just know, Taurus, that their access to you is like they've got the highest clearance? I can pop in and out whenever. I just got to wave this little badge around and I get all free access pass, VIP pass, right? Majestic level clearance to Taurus and Taurus's time. And I feel like that's like, it's a wrap. And then I love what came out for you. This card flipped out. It says a favorable outcome. Hello, a favorable outcome. All of those beautiful cards about forward movement and all that deliciousness. To let you know again before we leave here, because this is your last card, that a favorable outcome is coming your way. If you would just believe it, stick to it, pour into yourself and make time for yourself and enjoy celebrating your wins, even the little ones, because at the end of the day, they become the big ones, right? And the collection of all those little wins is what gives us our quantum leap into the big win, okay? It says, thank you for the beautiful outcome to this situation. That's right. Stay in Thanksgiving as if it has already happened, because it is already yours, baby. Thank you for the beautiful outcome to this situation, which is perfect and fair for everyone involved. Ashe. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for helping me trust and have faith. And it's not only about trusting and having faith in higher forces, right? In the Most High or in the higher self, but in you. Like trusting and having faith in you. Oh, it's raining outside. You hear that? All right, Taurus, so that is your reading. Enjoy your April, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm wishing you mad love and many blessings. You count, you matter, you are important, you are seen, you are heard, you are worthy, you are deserving, you are magic, Taurus, baby. Go get up in it, and I'll see you on the next one. Later. Let's clear your energy. Ashe.